Nobody. He goes and selects 12 people, his disciples, his Hawariyun, his Sahaba, his 12. And when he was in difficulties, 100% desertion, not one. One of them, Judas, sold him for 30 miserable pieces of silver. Sold his God for 30 pieces of silver. And the other guy, Peter, he cursed, abused and swore him, Gali di unko. You know, bakwas kar, bahut kharab, Gali di, I don't even know the fellow. Who? His own God. He said, I don't even know him. And all the others left him in the lurch when he was most in need. Professor Momeri, he says, his immediate disciples were always misunderstanding him and his works, wanting him to show them the Father, to make God visible to the bodily eyes, wanting him to call down fire from heaven, wanting him to do and wanting to do themselves anything and everything that was incompatible with his great plan. This was how they treated him until the end. And when that came, they all forsook him and fled. Khalas. The most dastardly desertion that any community has ever had, any prophet has ever had, was Hazrat Isa alayhi salam, his people. Hazrat Isa alayhi salam. So, put it down. Hazrat Isa alayhi salam. What makes him God? Ask the Christian. Look, the child was born in the stable. He grew up like any other human child. When he went to school with the other children, did they think they were schooling with a God? Did they? कि हमारे हम खुदा के साथ हम भी पढ़ते हैं, पढ़ने जाते हैं? No, no, no. You know, this is at the trial. They said they beat him up. And one Roman soldier punched him in the stomach. पेट में मुक्की मार कर कहा, Professor, who hit you? कहो मेरा नाम क्या है? तू बहुत जानता है? तो come on, what's my name? पेट में मुक्की मार कर कहा, बोलो मैं कौन हूँ? When he was on the cross, according to the Bible, they launched him on the side with a spear. I said, did the guy who punched him in the stomach, did he think he was punching his God? Oh, when he was born, on the 8th day he was circumcised, khatna ki, on the 8th day. So the barber, you know, in the East, our countries, I don't know now, but when I was young, it was the barber's prerogative. हमारे वहाँ हजाम आते थे, बच्चों की खतना करते थे. Today we go to the doctor, the surgeon, but in South Africa. But in the old days, it was the barber's privilege. So some barber came to the stable, caught little Jesus by his little penis, loosened the skin, put a bamboo splint, like in the good old days, and chopped off the skin. Who? His God. No, did he think he was holding his God by his penis? Ke mera khuda hai. What's that? What has happened to you? No, this is the nature of man. Thomas Carlyle, in his lectures, 1840, Heroes and Hero Worship, in which he put our Nabi Kareem Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam as his hero prophet. Hero prophet. He chose our Nabi. Not Moses, not David, not Solomon, not Jesus, but Muhammad was his hero prophet. Thomas Carlyle, in 1840. He begins his lecture by saying, in the history of the world, there will not again be any man ever so great whom his fellow men will take for a God. In the history of the world, there will not again be any man ever so great that his fellow men will take for a God. And he was considered to be one of the greatest thinkers of the past century, Thomas Carlyle. He says, no more. What he was trying to say is that we have reached that intellectual development, all of us, that we are not prepared to accept another human being as God anymore. Me. Look at me. If I can fly in the air like a bird, going around the hall, and I come back here again. If I can tell you what's in your pocket, and how many notes you got, and what are the numbers of those notes, but I can show you in the palm of my hand what your wife is doing at home, what she's cooking. Look. Let's just believe I'm your God. मैं तुम्हारा खुदा हूँ, मानो बच्चों मान जाओ. He said, oh, man, बेचारा का भी ठिकाना नहीं है. You know, look, the man is, I think he's going off now. He's going off. You see? I said, look at me. The man who died. Let's come with me to the mortuary, and I can get the people out of the dead. Follow me. And they come out of the mortuary. They follow me. Dead people, certified dead, gone cold like rock. Will you accept me as your God? No. He said, uncle, I don't know how you do it. Look, I take off my hat to you. I'm terrified of you. A man of your power, dangerous. If you wish, I can see you can obliterate me, finish me up. But you're not my God. And I'm looking at you, I can see, your mind tells you, this guy is about 70 years old. Before 70 years he wasn't here, and he won't be here for another 70. While you're looking, you can see all that. I can, if not one, it's the two of us. This is man, we can strangle him now. We can put a knife through him. If he doesn't get enough water, he'll dehydrate. If he doesn't get air for 2 minutes, he'll die, suffocate. Oh, that is about what I'm doing. I'm flying like a bird. I walk on the water. I give life to the dead. I said, uncle, look, I don't know how you do it, but you're not my God. In other words, intellectually, we are supposed to have reached that stage. That's what in 1840 this great thinker said. But is it so? No. There are millions today, over 1,200 million of the people who are considered to be the wisest of people on earth, the most civilized, the most cultured, the most advanced. They worship Jesus as God. Amazing. That he is very God of very God. वो खास खुदा है. And in the teaching, they come along here to Pakistan, telling our people, our children. He says, God is a triune God. He is three in one. The Father is God, the Son is God, and the Holy Ghost is God. But they are not three gods, but one God. They continue. The Father is Almighty, the Son is Almighty, and the Holy Ghost is Almighty. But they are not three Almighties, but one Almighty. They continue. The Father is a person, the Son is a person, and the Holy Ghost is a person. But they are not three persons, but one person. Well, how do you respond? I was amazed, thinking that this guy, he knows his language. Surely it means what it says. No. I discover now, and I'm confronting the man now. As a young man, I passed standard 6. That's 4 years before metric. I think you call 8th year. I left school, and now I know English. I can read newspapers. I can read books. And now I'm coming across all this. Father is a person, Son is a person, and the Holy Ghost is a person, but they're not three persons, but one person. So maybe I don't understand the language. No, it's not the language. It's the most nonsensical statement. I'm telling these Americans, I was there in America, Jimmy Swaggart and his people. I said, is this English? I said, is this English? Sounds English. Person, person, person. But not three person, but one person. It's not Urdu. Huh? It must be English. I said, this is not English. This is gibberish, rubbish, kachara. Most nonsensical thing you're talking. Person, person, person. But not three person, but one person. I said, what language is that? And I'm asking him, you can do the same. I was telling our people in the UK, I said, all of you appear to be first generation Muslims. Just come from Bangladesh, India or Pakistan. From your tongue they can make out. जैसे हम कहते हैं नया मुसलमान है, they know he's a new Britisher. हमारी ज़बान से पता चल जाता है कि वह हिंदुस्तानी है, coming from this subcontinent. They make out straight away. Even if you're clean shaven and you look like a Greek, they can know there's a Hindi here, Hindi. From your speech, most of us are still first generation. So I said, look, for you, you can hit him the hardest. You can hit him harder than me. Why? Because तुम मालूम पड़ते हैं कि भोले भाले हैं बेचारे कुछ नहीं जानते तो कहे excuse me sir, when you say person, 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 but not three person but one person, what is a person in your language? Zara samjhao, what is a person? What makes you different from your brothers? If you are identical triplets, identical, you can't make out the difference. One of you commit murder, can we hang the other? He says no. I said, why not? You all look alike. He said, no, he is a different person. I said, what makes him different? His personality. That makes him different from the other. So you can't hang the other fellow, though he looks alike. So the Father, he looks different. The Son looks different. And the Holy Ghost looks different. They're not even like triplets. Because when you say in the name of the Father, you have a certain mental picture. If your mind is wholesome, is not twisted up inside. When you say in the name of the Father, they are thinking of old Father Christmas, Santa Claus, millions and millions of times bigger than man, but somebody like a man sitting on some planet with his feet dangling onto the earth as his footstool, the heaven is his canopy, the loving Father in heaven. So you got a mental picture. Then you say, God the Son? I said, what are you thinking of? A prize bull or a false waha? No. You think of a handsome young man, like what we saw in the King of Kings, or the Day of Triumph, or Jesus of Nazareth. These films. Handsome young man with blonde hair, blue eyes, lovely beard. You have a mental picture. Not an African, not an Indian, not an Eskimo, white man, European, with a straight nose, not with a poly nose, like a Yahudi, with a crooked nose, poly nose. No. They give him a straight nose. Why you give him a straight nose? He was a Jew. So they give him a poly nose, everyone say, Shylock. Shakespeare made him famous. Shylock, Yahudi, Judah, Yahudi. You don't want your God to look like a Jew, so they give him a straight nose, like a German, like an Englishman, like a Norwegian. So God the Son, God the Holy Ghost, something that came like a dove when Jesus was baptized in the river Jordan by John the Baptist, or something that came in flames of fire.